We're talking Timberlake tourism, Long Island summer.
And it's National BLT Day, so we've got a great sample from the shed. So let's get to it. Welcome to the Long Island Tea, where we spill the tea on living your best Long Island life. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Sharon. Welcome back.
Hey, Sharon, I have an important question. This summer, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I mean, it took some time off.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it?
I did. I just posted about my birthday today. And I hadn't posted anything on my social. You know, we have the Long Island Tea social and Discover Long Island, but then we each have our own personal social.
Yeah.
I don't even know what mine is, actually. I should probably tell people. But I haven't posted on it in like a week or a long time. And Chris Jar, KrisJarny, that's my social. Anyway, and I was like, you know, when you get so far, you're like deep into a rabbit hole and you haven't posted in a while, and I've got so many pictures. Michael knows as our social media manager. Then I'm like, I just quit. I don't know. I just forget it. I can't. I don't even
give
know.
up.
How do you go? Like I've got so much to talk about.
I know,
because I can't talk about anything now. I just go silent.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I do. I don't post, and then I get in trouble for not posting. People are like, "What? You know?
What are you doing?"
And I'm like,
"What do you mean?"
All right. Yeah. I'm like a secret stalker.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I'll get on and look at people, but I was like, and then I still to this day haven't even looked at, you know, when you have a birthday, your Facebook especially.
Oh yeah.
Just blows up because Facebook tells people it's your birthday.
Right.
And it reminds everybody.
Mine classic is like, thanks everyone.
Yeah.
That's it.
So that's basically what I did today. I haven't even read everybody's, and I like to heart them or think, you know, but
then you miss one.
I'm overwhelmed.
And then get upset.
I'm overwhelmed. Yeah. I'm scared to even look.
That's so nice though.
It's so
what
wonderful.
Nice
so I just put a post about how wonderful and lucky and grateful I am for all the, you know, wonderful love and messages and thoughtfulness in my life, and shared it to Facebook and Instagram. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you.
Done.
Thank you. Because it has been so busy.
Yeah.
You know, my dad's been here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How's it going?
It's crazy. He's leaving. I had to tell Thomas this morning, I'm like, 48 hours.
Aww.
I mean, I love it. It doesn't bother me, but I understand. He's a lot. If you listen, he's character, all that. We went fishing. He went fishing one time with our friend Luis, because it was like a work day.
He did go? Good.
Yeah.
Good.
It was really fun. And then we went fishing, me and the girls and Thomas and my dad. He takes us all. He charters the boat.
I love that.
Out of Port Jeff. And people don't realize you can do that. You don't have to go all the way to Montauk. You can go in the Long Island Sound. Mm-hmm. We go all the way halfway to Connecticut. You can see Connecticut. We're by this lighthouse. And it's some really just fun fishing. We caught some huge fish that we had to, it was way too big. We had to throw them back.
Right.
But it was fun to catch them and reel them in.
That. Yeah.
But it was so hot, and oh my God, it was just hilarious. My dad had a drink for the boat, and immediately gets on the boat, immediately spills his drink.
Oh man.
Yeah. So then he's going through the cooler bag, of which we have we had one beverage each,
right?
For each, and he's just drinking. Everybody's drinks. We're
Everybody's
cool,
thirsty.
Cool. Guess we're not going to drink. So then there's this one hilarious part. I wish I had a picture of it, because my dad is not a thin man. Mm-hmm. He's also not the healthiest. He's not a version of health.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
This man in any way, but he's hilarious. Mm-hmm. So we're in the little cabin, because it's not that huge of a boat, it's a fishing boat. And you can also sit on the edges and hold on to the handle on the outside. But when you're going in between stops, you're going fast.
Yes.
The captain's it's totally vertical, and you're hauling it. And the girls and I were in the cabin, and so my dad's like, "Oh, I'll just stand here in the doorway," and he's holding on to the top of the boat, which is fiberglass. And I'm like, "Dad, no, you should sit down." And he's like, "I can't sit down; it hurts my butt. Blah, 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 blah. There's no room in here, so I'm just fine. I'm fine. I'm just gonna hold on here. I got it." And I'm like, "I don't think you got it." And the captain guns it, and my dad's holding on, and there's 2 engines. There was a moment I looked deep into his soul, Sharon. There was a moment I could see he don't got it.
His life flashed before his eyes.
There's nothing to hold on to. It's fiberglass. His life 100% flashed before his eyes.
Man.
And I saw the sheer panic. I was like we connected. He looked at me and basically he said goodbye. And I was like, Captain Eric, you got to stop the boat. Yeah, I'm like, just stop. I'm like, we'll rearrange and get him in here.
Yeah. Have him seated.
And then he gets in there and he's like, and later on he was like, yeah, that was it. That was the end. That was the end for me. He's like, I felt it in my bones. I thought that was goodbye. Aww. And I'm like, well, just say something. Right? He's like, well, I was sweaty. My hands were sweaty and I had suntan lotion on and I'm slipping off. And he's just, I'm like, use your words.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Got him situated.
Oh my God. But it was like a near miss. I mean, the visual, because he's got this horrible, like really obnoxious Hawaiian shirt and it's completely unbuttoned. He looks like he's about to just parasail, but he wouldn't, by the way. He would have hit the engines and gone right over. I was like, he looked like he was about to take flight.
Oh, man.
And just the panic, I was like, okay. So, you know, water safety.
Yes, 100%.
Everyone, make sure you sit down. We had life jackets. The captain was prepared if anything happened, but we averted crisis.
That is hilarious.
So that was fun. And then went to Del Vino on my birthday. And that was, God, it's so good.
It is so good.
I'm telling you, that place just never disappoints.
I know. It's so amazing.
It really is.
They have like the food. You don't even realize
we had the truffle
food.
Burrata. We had truffle pasta. We had, they had all these amazing pizzas. We had the hummus there. We had frosés. Oh. My dad was like, so they have the frosé, but then they also have the frosé that mixes with the frozen cab. So it's like a swirl. It's like, and my dad was like, my new favorite drink ever.
I love it.
He's just sucking them down. I'm like, easy.
They hit you hard.
And it was hot, but it was just perfect. You know, it's been so nice, and we've been to the beach, and you know, it's just been great. How about
you're living your best Long Island life.
I really am, and we're going to a conference, you and I, next week in Tampa, which, as our wonderful listener, Brianna, wrote to us. Thank you, Brianna from Florida, who's a Long Islander. It's Brianna, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
for a Long Islander who let me read her. What's her handle? Can you see it?
I can't barely see it either.
Okay, see if you can see it. I want to thank her for listening. She listens every week.
It looks like it's Brianne Zaloni.
Yeah, Brianne Zalone 8654. She wrote us and she's like, listen, Florida summers are nothing. Just Long Island, you know, because we were talking about the JetBlue flights.
Yeah.
The fact that I have to leave Long Island.
I know. I'm gone for a week.
Yeah, you're gone longer than I am because you're doing your classes. But I'm like, I don't want to do it.
I know. And there's so many things going on this weekend that I'm going to be missing because I fly out tomorrow.
Oh, this. So, you know, I told the whole birthday story last week. So I have to leave right after this podcast because Tegan's having her birthday party tonight. And then Kenzie's birthday party is while we're in Tampa.
Okay.
At our conference. And I didn't go to the conference last year because we were on vacation, but I'm on the board of directors, so I have to go.
Yeah, I have a couple board meetings. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm like, I can't skip it every year. I have to go eventually. And so I told her, I'm going to miss your birthday. And she has given me the guilt. My birthday. Oh, everyone's here for your birthday. And Grandpa Mark, everyone's gone. Everyone's just gone.
Everyone's leaving. That's right.
Don't cry for her. She and Tegan are going to go see Noah Kahn at Madison Square Garden on her birthday. I
love that.
If I was here, I would be at the office all day working, and then you'd be gone.
Right. So you'd miss each other anyway.
What is this guilt trip? But I am sad to miss her birthday.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to leave.
Just make it up to her when you get back.
I will. Yeah. I told her we'll celebrate on the Friday I get back. She wants to go see the new Twister movie.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
And I think I'm going to take her. I need to send an email. I think I'm going to take her and Tegan to go see Legally Blonde opening at Engelman Theater in Northport.
I love it.
Legally Blonde is her favorite.
She wants to be a lawyer.
Literally what makes her wants to be a lawyer is Legally Blonde. So I'm like, I'm so excited to go see it.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
At Engelman, because these are like the real Broadway actors.
Yeah, so cool.
It's awesome.
I just talked about that on my radio interview this morning.
Yes, let's talk about, you did a was it your first radio interview?
And it's very different. So we do this podcast every week, right? And I listen in every week, and I laugh in my car. I laughed so loud the other day at last week's episode. We were funny. But I just, right before we came into recording, I started to listen to it, and I'm like, I hate to hear myself. I don't know why. It's so weird.
It's talking about business and work, and
Yeah,
I'm sure it's great.
Yeah, it was really good.
And how wonderful that you have all this practice from the podcast to be able to, which, it's kind of like media training.
Right. So I talked all about Long Island. I talked about Legally
What radio
Blonde
station was it? Let's plug it. Do you remember?
It's Connoisseur Media, so it's 103.1, the New Wolf.
Yes.
The country station. 97.5, The Walk.
By the way, that's super popular. Everyone's really excited to have a country station on Long Island.
Because they play like really incredible, up-to-date music and stuff. And then a couple other stations I don't recall, but it's like AM stations.
Yeah.
But it's going to be airing this Sunday.
Yay. Yeah. Sharon's a local star on the radio. Thank you for doing that. That's awesome. It's great. I mean, it's nice to be able to go out and talk about what we love to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is Long Island tourism. And I've been talking to Newsday all week about their summer stories about Long Island and how summer doing. And by the way, everyone seems to think summer is doing awesome.
It is already, right? Like, it's just
summer's up.
It's here we are.
Record-breaking summer.
That's what we hear. Like the numbers are going to be crushing.
Yeah, I know. We're excited. So we track everything. We track all of the numbers, and we're always looking at data and origin markets and how much spend people come in. Because it's not just. I was telling Newsday, I'm like, we're not just about putting people on the roads,
right,
for day trips,
right.
And that's. I mean, if people come out for a day trip, that's lovely.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If you're a local and you're out enjoying Long Island, as I am, that's what we should be doing.
Yeah.
This is why we live here.
Right.
That's wonderful. But that's not necessarily the kind of tourism that is going to be the most economic impact.
I was just going to say, it's not the economic driver that we want.
Right. Which is what creates the tax revenue and the jobs that benefit us as locals.
Absolutely.
That's why we promote tourism, is for the quality of life of the locals. It's not to just clog up everyone's beaches or roads or make our lives miserable. We want the right visitors at the right time, and that's a strategy, right? So, we really use data to do that. And summertime is the time to get those peak visitors. I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
I talked to Alfredo, our international consultant, for a long time last night to catch up from his trip. He was just in Australia, New Zealand.
Oh, right.
And, he was saying such an important market for Long Island because people from Australia, New Zealand, there's a bunch of new flights coming into JFK. There's another new one to Sydney that launches in September. So we're going in to educate them about why they should come to Long Island, not just New York City.
Right.
And he said the thing about Australia, New Zealand, is they book up the first class cabins before the economy.
Wow.
Which is unusual.
Yeah.
Because they are luxury travelers. Okay. They're used to spending a lot of money. That's what we want.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Less people. I was telling Newsday, in New York City, international visitors account for 20% of their visitors, but 50% of the spending.
Wow.
That's what you want.
Wow.
Less people, more money for the locals.
Yeah. Those city folks.
Yes.
I love
That's
it.
what we do. So it is a strategy, and I love that you were able to talk about that.
Yeah, it was great. It was really great.
Yeah, so thank you for doing that. We've been busy, work-wise and Long Island-wise. And we actually have, thank God, Michael brought us this taste of Long Island because I didn't eat today.
Well, it's so funny because I, on my way back, I had a couple meetings this morning. On my way back, I grabbed some lunch, and then I'm sitting there eating it. It's like, you know what? The taste of Long Island is a BLT for National BLT Day. And I'm like, dang.
I know. I said I had a meeting with Stacy, and I'm like, maybe I'll ask her to go to lunch with me for a meeting so I can eat something before the pod. And then I read the notes that Michael gave me, and I'm like, it's National BLT Day.
National BLT.
And from one of our favorites, The Shed, too.
Yes.
I love The Shed.
We do. We love The Shed. And there's multiple locations in Huntington, Sayville, Plainview. And they just opened up a brand new stunning location in Westbury.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And you know what? I've been dying to go to The Shed for their brunch. But I love that their take on the BLT. It smells, you guys, I wish we had smell-o-vision. It smells so good.
I know, it's crazy. But they do offer brunch, lunch, and dinner all day long. And with summer mocktails like this delicious strawberry soul, also beach ball organic cold brew teas, and other fun cocktails, which is really cool. I love going there because it's like they have the outdoor dining, but it's like picnic tables. It's very casual, but chic.
Yeah.
It's so cool. It's great. It's a great little restaurant.
It smells so good. The hot honey fried chicken BLT.
Wow. I love hot honey. Do you love hot honey?
I don't know.
Yeah. You're going to love it.
I don't think I've ever had hot honey.
On pepperoni pizza. Oh my God.
What?
So good.
Oh my God. I used to, before I was a New Yorker, I would dip my pizza in ranch dressing.
Yeah. Me too. I do that.
So horrible.
No, that's a New York thing too.
You do that too? Oh,
Yeah,
good. Everyone
yeah.
says. I was like, I almost like was like, where's the shame bell? Shame. Where's the dong? Shame.
No, but like hot honey is so good because it's got a little zing.
Oh yeah.
But it's not like unbearable. You know, it's really good.
Okay, we're gonna dig into these when we're done because we don't want to chew and talk, but we're gonna dig into those for probably the TikTok. So
yeah, and they added some pickles for our liking because they love
pickles. Thank you. They know. And a cute little mocktail too. They have a lot of different mocktails. So they offer brunch lunch and dinner all day long. And they also have summer mocktails like the one we have here, the Strawberry Soul, or they have Beach Ball Organic Brew teas and other fun cocktails.
Yeah, super exciting. So visit intheshed.com to make a reservation or order in. Again, that's intheshed.com.
Yeah, cool. And if you want to be our featured Taste of Long Island, make sure you email us at spillthetea@discoverlongisland.com, or you can just go onto our Instagram and you can leave us a voicemail, or you can DM us. We've been getting some, other than Brienne, we got somebody decided to chime in about the pickle sandwich.
Yeah, which we have yet to try. We need to do that.
Yeah.
So it's Laura Missatino, I think.
Missitano?
Missitano, 4780. She said she's eaten the pickle sandwich from Seven Brothers in Oceanside. I said Syosset, so it's Oceanside, which is where it went viral. She loved it.
She loved it. So everybody's been, because we put a TikTok about it, and everybody's been talking about it on TikTok, like, oh my God. And it's funny, I went to a grad party at my friend Andrew McLemore's house.
Yes.
Down the street, big party. Oh my God, she had a pool. And I was like, I wish I had a pool. I miss my pool.
So bad.
There's like maybe like 10 days out of the year that I'm like, God, I wish I had a pool.
I know. And
then the rest of the year, I'm like, thank God I don't have a pool.
I know.
Seems like a lot of trouble.
We had one of those, like, put up, take down type of pools.
Yeah.
And it would like literally give Dan anxiety. He would like wake up in the middle of the night thinking it was flooding our neighbor. I'm like, it's not. It's totally fine.
But at the party, they were making mini pickle sandwiches. Her husband was making this. He was like, have you heard about these? I'm like, have I heard about them? I just did an entire podcast about them, and they're on a TikTok. But he had the little pastrami. He was making them for his party.
Cute. I love that. So you could
actually little DIY them.
Yeah, little hors d'oeuvres.
And they were good. So I had a little bit of a taste, but they weren't the famous ones.
Right.
We still need to try.
Yes.
Which I'm excited about.
Me too.
What else was I going to tell you? Speaking of summer travel stuff. Mm-hmm. So last episode, we talked about that Southwest plane. Did you hear the latest?
No.
Oh, did you hear about the Delta flight?
No. What
This
happened?
is horrific, Sharon. Okay. I'm a Delta girly. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Love my Delta. Mm-hmm. This is the stuff of nightmares. So a Delta flight recently had to be diverted to JFK. It was flying from, I think, Detroit to Amsterdam.
Okay.
And it got all the way, like, almost there. It felt like to Iceland area.
Wow.
And it had to turn around and come back to JFK because apparently they served spoiled food. And there were 12 people that needed like hospitalization care.
Oh my God.
It was so bad. And I'm like, you know what? There aren't on a Delta flight. There are not 12 bathrooms.
No. Oh my God. That is horrible.
And those are just people that needed like hospital.
I can't imagine.
For them to
divert an
I'm telling you, and it was
thing.
diverted a long ways.
Yeah.
Like you had to
why
cross
would they
the
go
ocean. I was like,
back to JFK?
Probably because you had an entire plane that needed
medical. Yeah, but like,
and
there's
I don't even
nowhere
know, like,
else to land.
I don't know. I was like, oh no,
that's terrible.
No, I'd rather plummet and skim roofs.
And it's so funny because
than be on that plane. That
you and
plane,
I talk about cruises all the time, and you love a cruise, but that's like my fear is getting like
norovirus, or something like that.
Yeah,
yeah. This was just apparently bad. This food, they said it had mold on it or something.
What?
Can you?
Okay,
if you're getting sick
mold
that
on
quick,
why?
How do you
not know?
I don't
You're
know,
taking
Delta,
a bite.
I love you. I'm so sorry. But
do they think
that is wild
gross.
To me?
That is wild.
I'm like, I would even, the poor people
100%.
that had that experience, much less just
being in the plane.
I would just die if I wasn't on a plane where that was. It reminded me like when there was that restaurant that happened last year where like 26 people got sick at the restaurant.
Yeah.
It's like a movie.
Yeah.
If you get sick that fast.
Yeah. Something is seriously wrong.
Anyway, so
all right,
be glad you're not on that plane. Summer season, summer travel. Who's ready? It's record breaking. Everyone's taking flights.
I love it. It's
So,
like I would skim a rooftop.
I would plummet that plane and skim some
Emergency
rooftops
exit
before everyone is sick on that plane with me and not enough bathrooms. I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen like footage of it. Thank God.
Do you want to?
I don't know. I'm kind of like, I need to see the trauma, the scene.
Yeah. Oh God. I'm so surprised there's nothing on TikTok.
Also, I'm going to totally butcher this story, but I also saw one, I think it was like Today Show or something, but there was a guy on a plane that was snuck in his pants. They caught him like hundreds of snakes.
Oh God.
Trying to get through security, like little tiny snakes, I guess.
What is he doing?
I don't know, but this is bad, people.
Why?
What is going on the planes at the airport?
Why are you
This
bringing
is why I don't want to
snakes?
leave Long Island for the summer.
And as we get ready to travel.
Yeah, we're going. Pray for me and Sharon.
Oh, please.
Okay, on our trip that none of this
Peace
happens.
be with you.
Yeah, blessings. Because I'm like, this is why I don't want to go. I just like, let me stay on Long Island. You should take a plane to Long Island if you're, not from here and you're listening. But that's crazy. Also, something happening right now I want to talk about is, did you hear about the Hurricane Beryl?
Yeah.
The earliest hurricane of the season that strong.
I know, that's crazy. That's scary.
Because we live in a hurricane risk destination because we're like dangling off the Atlantic Ocean. We're like out there.
Island,
we're jetted out there.
Hanging.
If you want to look at a map, we are out there. Mm-hmm. And so a hurricane, I've never been in a hurricane.
Right.
And it always makes me super nervous. But there's still currently 1 million people in Houston without power.
That's so sad.
And it's hot.
It's hot. Yeah. There's got to be like hundreds of degrees.
I feel for our friends in Houston and Texas because being a hurricane
and then the
risk
fire,
destination.
Wow, Texas is really.
Yeah, well, the fire was in New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
But my mom's house was saved. She's fine.
Good.
So thank you for those that reached out. She's okay. But anyway, I'm like, I just feel, of course, when you are in a hurricane risk area like we are.
You've never been in a hurricane?
No. Our hearts always go out to people that are going through that.
Yeah.
Because it's scary. No, the one time the hurricane was coming through a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago, literally the eye of the hurricane was like going over my house. Okay, projected to go over my house.
Right.
But we were in Boston on vacation.
Right.
Remember that? And I was like,
that's what I was like. You were here for.
Kenzie still gets mad at me because she's like, I was like, we got to go home right now.
Right.
She's like, we got to go home.
What do you mean?
What are you doing? She's like, the hurricane is, it looked like it at the last minute.
Yeah.
Did not go.
Turned. Yeah.
Thankfully. But I was like, no, we got to, it's like the Texan in me. I'm like, we got to go protect the house.
Yeah.
She's like, no, you don't go into a hurricane, Mom.
Right. And like all over Long Island's like, flood route, whatever. Yeah. It's so scary.
I'm like, knock on wood, that everybody has a safe hurricane season this year because it's always scary. So yeah, those were the couple of the news summer travel things I wanted to tell you about.
I love that. Well,
do you?
I mean, I love that you wanted to tell me about it.
Exactly. That we're having a good Long Island summer here.
Yes.
So we're going to go see Legally Blonde. I'm trying to think what else is on our bucket list. Again, one of the things is we live so close to Broadway too, that I still want to go see Ariana from Vanderpump Rules at Chicago. She's coming back.
Yeah. She's only here for a short stint, right?
I think I told you she's the host of Love Island right now. Yes. Love Island US. So as soon as that's done,
she's going to go.
She's going to be back in Chicago for 3 or 4 weeks.
I love it.
In Broadway. So I kind of want to get tickets to that. And then I was just looking at TikTok, I think, and I've still never been to Cooper's Beach.
I still don't believe that. That's so crazy to me.
So
they were all over.
Everyone's been there but me.
The news this morning.
Oh, were they? Why?
Just talking about the beach, how beautiful it is. They had the mayor, the supervisor. Yeah.
Oh, really? I saw a TikTok about it, and I'm like, I always go to the beaches I know.
Right.
Like I go to the county beaches. Yeah. I go to my town beaches or the state park beaches.
Right.
But, Cooper's Beach is in Southampton. And so it's free if you're a resident of Southampton. But if you're not, understandably, there's a fee.
And it's minimal. It's not.
It's like $50.
Yeah, but I think that's what town beaches are. You know?
But it's the number 2 beach in the country.
Right.
So, I'm like, okay.
The number 1 beach is Hawaii. So that's that comparable.
That's more expensive to go to Hawaii. Exactly. Than paying $50. But I just, so I've just never paid $50 because I've always had there's so many other great beaches.
Yeah.
But I got to do it.
You got to do it. So, and you know what? I think us as Long Islanders, like you love your own little,
I know,
you know, protective of your own town beach or whatever. But there's so many great beaches like Mashit Beach or Cupsog Beach out there. They're beautiful.
That's where I go. Cupsog. That's my beach. That's my county beach. I love it. It's so funny because we went to Cedar Beach on the North Shore for 4th of July, as we do.
Yeah.
Great time, great day. And they have Tiki Joe's, like the bar there that they have at all the beaches. And it's just so fun. They have a live band. Yes. Everyone's having cocktails and you've got the sunset. You're on the water. Everyone's dancing. And then so funny, I'm looking at my Nextdoor app. That Nextdoor app is my favorite form of entertainment.
Absolutely.
I love it so much. And then I'm always like, I'll be like, family. Like there was one. I'm like, so here's the headline of the Nextdoor app. What has gone wrong with Cedar Beach now that Tiki Joe's is there? I used to go and know everybody, and now I don't recognize people anymore.
Oh, boy.
And it's all these people coming. I'm like, there are 80 comments. Yeah. Allow me to read aloud. You know? And people are like, so you're mad because you don't recognize the people that are at the beach?
Funny.
But that's so what you're saying. Like, this is Long Island. Like, we're like, oh,
it's our place. And you're afraid to like venture out, but don't be afraid. I think it's...
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm excited. So what else? What other Long Island news is there?
We have some inspired by Justin Timberlake's tourists are flocking to Sag Harbor for Justinis. I think this is hilarious.
It's amazing.
And partying with cop who arrested JT. But it's so funny because they named the martini Justini.
No, of course they should.
Right?
That's just smart marketing.
Smart marketing.
The Justini. Because he said, I just had one, right? His famous quote was, I just had one. I had one drink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just one martini at the American Hotel last month.
Yeah, and that's where they interviewed Billy Joel too. The same at the American Hotel. So so now they're capitalizing on that, and I would do that. I would go to the American Hotel and have a Justini.
I love that it's actually labeled Timberlake Tourism.
Smart.
That's so smart.
And what is it? It's an espresso martini, right?
Oh,
which is the most popular.
Good.
The most popular.
My gosh,
of course.
And I don't like espresso.
No, neither do I.
But I love an espresso martini.
Yeah.
So
and
good.
you know what? It's so good when you just need like a pick-me-up.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think that's, first of all, the American Hotel, kudos to you because that's just smart marketing.
That is smart. Timberlake Tourism.
I'm mad I didn't think of that.
I know. We should have jumped all over that.
But we're telling you about it.
Yeah,
so we're helping because we're like sharing it with you. You should go have a Justini with some Timberlake Tourism in Sag Harbor.
So
that's awesome. And then we also put on our TikTok, if you're watching it, that really cute video. Lana Glazer, she's a star of Broad City, and she spills her favorite spots and personalities on Long Island with Condé Nast Traveler.
Yeah, she's so funny.
She's funny.
She's funny.
She's a little sassy.
Yeah. I thought
she was hilarious. She grew up in St. James, apparently,
so cool.
right in my neighborhood.
I love it. She's funny.
You know, once a Long Islander, always a Long Islander.
Always. Pride.
Exactly. And so she's like talking about her favorites. Of course, Rosie O'Donnell, Mariah Carey, her favorite places to go. Yeah. So you'll have to check out. It's on our TikTok.
It's on our TikTok.
You can also see it on the Condé Nast site. We have so many international media here right now coming this week from Germany, from the UK. We've been in Condé Nast. We've been in all over, like Today's Show. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, it is crazy.
It's our time to shine.
I know. And our team is like killing it with,
I know.
With getting, this coverage. It's awesome.
I know. So that is going on. There's also, there's a lot of, this is the summertime where there's this paper locally, if you're not from Long Island, if you're an expat, like Brianne, Dan's papers, right? So Dan's papers are they're at the East End, both shores, and the North Fork, I think too, is Dan's papers, and that they're like the go-to, and they also distribute actually in Manhattan, I think, because so many of the residents
go out to the Hamptons,
they want to know what's happening in the Hamptons. So Dan's papers is like the go-to for information, but they also do a bunch of events.
Yeah, they host a ton of events, and they are always so awesome. Like they're very well put on. They're crazy. So Chefs of the Hamptons is this weekend, July 18th at CC at EHP Resort Marina.
Yeah. And they also, that's this weekend, which is July 18th, if you're listening in real time. Otherwise, they have Grill Hampton on August 3rd at the Clubhouse Hamptons, and Dan's famous white party at Gurney's August 17th.
Guess what I'm doing for my birthday?
Exactly. Let's go to a white party at Gurney's.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Dan's events.
Yeah.
I went to the rosé soiree last year for
And
my
you loved
birthday.
it. Yeah.
They're just great. They're really fun. You get to dress up and go hang out in the Hamptons. I mean,
be a socialite, right?
What else?
What's better than that?
Exactly. And a couple other happenings this weekend.
Yeah. So July 17th through the July 27th is the Stony Brook Film Festival at Stoller Center. This is awesome. Have you ever gone?
No, but my bagel guy, the Bagel Express guy, he's like, honey, have you ever been to the film? Because it's right there, Stony Brook.
Right.
He's got like VIP passes. He's like,
so
pick a
cool.
movie. I'm going to give you some tickets, honey.
Oh, I love
my
that.
bagel guy, since he's on our Belong video of why Long Island has the best bagels.
Yeah.
And it's a great story. If you haven't seen it, you go to our YouTube. But he's so cute. Every time I go to get my bagels on the weekend, he's like, she made me famous.
Oh,
This girl right here.
he should play it.
He does.
Oh, he does? That's awesome.
He plays
Good.
it in the thing. Yeah.
So cute. July 20th is Long Island Aquarium Sunset Adventure Booze Cruise. That's fun. And also Long Island Summer Wine, Beer, and Spirits Fest at Deer Park Tanger Outlets on July 20th. So cool. I'm missing that. That's what I was talking about. Like I'm like leaving and I'm missing so many cool events.
I hate leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, and then I have to go move Kenzie in to...
Already?
Yeah. Well, she's going to go back, I think August 8th, but then we'll go August, like mid-August.
Okay.
To move her into her new apartment. And I'm like, I don't want to leave.
I know.
And go to Phoenix in August. That is like the opposite of what anyone should do.
Yeah. Phoenix, come here.
Anyway, so I hate leaving Long Island in the summer. So because there's so much other stuff to do. And speaking of, if you love our social, make sure you are following our social, because we went to the Hamptons Interactive brunch. And we always give away the brunch VIP bag that they're famous for. It's like $1,500 value.
Yeah.
And all this amazing stuff, isn't that? And that's coming soon on our Instagram.
Yeah. So we talked about a couple episodes ago. You were just handing them out from that bag, right?
Yeah. There was a couple of the gift cards we handed out, right? And so, but make sure you're following our social, because we're going to tell you other stuff to do.
So cool.
Yeah. So, and then I guess there's a new camping spot on TikTok.
Oh, I saw that this morning on TikTok.
I haven't seen it yet.
Came out really good. There's like so many areas that I didn't even think.
I love that. I was just talking to Bree about it this morning, like informational TikToks, even for like Cooper's Beach, to tell people this is it. This is what time you should get there. This is how much to prepare for. Like, and camping is not what you think about.
No,
like no one realizes there's so many parks. And it's so many opportunities.
The images that they posted,
I'm
incredible.
excited. I want to see it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go watch it when we're done here. Okay. I think I have one other celebrity thing maybe that I was going to share with you.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Well, and this is kind of weird, but I just read this article and it says Pat Sajak is spinning the wheel for the last time. And I'm like, he already said goodbye
100 times. I watched it. I watch it every night.
There were tears.
Yeah. What?
He did his goodbye thank you.
Yeah, they did the whole video montage of all of their...
I mean, listen, I love myself some Pat Sajak, but like it feels like it's like dragging on a little bit.
It is a little bit.
Okay, so he will, in case you didn't get enough Pat Sajak goodbye tour.
He's saying one last...
He's spinning the wheel for the last time on the Wheel of Fortune, Celebrity Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, okay.
It's like a special Celebrity Wheel of Fortune, October 7th. And I'm like, okay.
So he's coming back for it.
I guess. In case when you're like, why is Pat Sajak back? I thought, when does Ryan Seacrest start?
I don't know.
I'm excited. I love Ryan Seacrest.
I totally forgot that he's taking over. Yeah. And then who's going to be Vanna?
She's staying.
She's staying. She's still got it, man.
She does.
That girl. I don't know what she's having.
She is like an alien.
She is.
I don't think she has ever fluctuated.
No.
What do you think? What do you think she eats? She's
Lettuce.
like Susan Lucci.
Yeah.
She's
hot
like,
water
I'll have,
and lemon.
Yes. In another life I can eat. Like, but you know what? That sacrifice pays off because she looks amazing.
She does. And I always love, like, she never repeats a dress.
I know.
I love that about it.
And the way she's just walks with that grace and elegance and taps those letters.
I know.
She's irreplaceable.
She is irreplaceable. I was watching it the other day, and the puzzle was spill the tea.
Oh, Oh, we should put that on our podcast. That's cute. So cute. Okay, so I wanted to tell you that because I was like, what? I thought Pat Sajak was gone. Also, speaking of older women that still got it, I've seen this trend of movies because, I don't know about your family. It's like, the Hallmark movies, right? Well, in the summer, our family loves to watch like Netflix original, Prime original, all these original movies.
All right.
And they've got some good original content. So there's been a couple of movies lately that I'm down for this trend. And my family was not, Thomas was not loving this conversation last night in my living room, but I'm like, I love this trend. And it's about older women and younger men. And I was like, it's finally, the page is finally flipping. And there's a couple of movies. There's one with Anne Hathaway and it's like she's, she goes to a concert with her daughter and it's supposed to be kind of like the Jonas Brothers or something. And she falls in love
with the lead singer.
With one funny. Of like the hot singers.
That's so funny.
And it's really cute. And, you're like, oh yeah, see, it's not just the other way around where the old rock star falls in love with the 20-year-old girl.
Right.
And it really is kind of highlighting the fact that younger guys really are interested in the maturity of an older woman and that older women can have conversations. And guess what? Aren't like as excited about them. Don't fawn all over them. Don't really, you know what I mean?
Right.
They kind of like that.
That's so funny.
And then so last night we watched another one, similar theme.
Okay.
It's called Family Affair. Okay. I forget what the one with Anne Hathaway is called. Michael can look it up. But this one I just watched last night. Listen, I would say it's not a great movie.
Who was in it?
But it's got everyone in it. So it's got Zac Efron.
Oh, hello.
The Idea of You.
The Idea of You is the Anne Hathaway movie.
Okay.
Thank you,
that's
Michael.
A book.
Oh, I bet you it is.
Yeah.
This one's called Family Affair. This has Zac Efron and Nicole Kidman.
Wow. Okay.
And then Joey King is the daughter.
Wow.
So it's like cast of thousands.
Yeah,
like
100%.
Rockstar cast.
Yeah.
Oh, and Kathy Bates is in it too as Nicole Kidman's like mother-in-law.
Wow.
Ex mother-in-law, whatever. But it's like cute premise. I love it because this is us the whole night. Alexa, how old is Zac Efron? And
what is he like? 34. Yeah.
Then we're like, Alexa, how old is Nicole Kidman? And
57.
Like, 57.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and then everyone's like, the kids are they can't take it. Mm-hmm. The kids can't take it. They're like, oh my God, she's so old. Why is she with him? He's so hot. I was like, it's just hard to, I didn't see the chemistry between her and Zac Efron, but I was like, listen, it's always the other way around.
Right.
No one blinks an eye if the man is 20 years older.
Yeah.
In fact, that's like totally norm.
It's totally normal.
So I'm here for this theme.
Yeah, it's funny. My nephew dated a very much older. He is dating one right now, actually. She's my age. There's 10 years between us. It's a thing.
Yeah, I think the younger guys are liking the older women. Mm-hmm. And I'm here for this trend.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that the media is catching on with it. I'm like, go. Here we go. And Thomas is like, what are you even saying?
Can you just pipe down?
Yeah. Because I'm like, listen, Zac Efron, okay?
He has my number.
I was like, that's like totally attainable for me then. If she's 57,
right?
My God. Like,
totally
I'm like, and Thomas is looking at me like, and he's not wrong. He's like, if I were to say that, you would flip out.
You would flip out.
I would totally laser him with my looks. They were straight laser eyes. But anyway, so I just want to tell you, is it a great movie? But it's fun.
It's fun. It's fun.
Summertime movies.
Yes, exactly. I'm trying to think if I watched anything good lately. I don't even know the name.
Well, while you're thinking about it, and think about what you're watching, but I also wanted to tell you and Michael.
Okay.
I'm back. I had a lot of time off.
Yeah.
I had like several days off.
Yep.
I'm back in House of Dragons.
Okay. All right.
I'm back in. I'm caught up. Okay. I had to rewatch the first episode. And it's easier when I'm not like, guess what? It's not like 9 o'clock at night. Right. I'm trying like exhausted, trying to like follow this plot.
Yeah.
When you're watching it during the summer and you have time.
Yeah.
You got some days off. I'm in. I'm back in.
You're back in. Okay.
I'm on board with the House of Dragons. There's like giant dragons and little dragons, and the dragons are fighting each other. It's good.
I love it.
I'm back in.
I haven't been back yet because I'm too busy watching DCC.
Right.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
And tell me we are not those ladies are getting hate. The coaches.
They are.
They're getting hated on.
Sorry, not sorry.
But listen, They've got
They got to be sorry.
program to run.
Yeah, they do. And they're running it incredibly.
The standards are high.
They are.
And
It's
those ladies
good.
work hard.
They do. They work all
sacrifice
day,
a lot.
every day. It's crazy.
Like us, like somebody else I know.
It's good, though. I love it.
I love it. DCC, which is the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders. If you're not watching that, you got to do it. It's all over TikTok as well. And then I finished the new season of The Bear.
You did.
I'm obsessed with The Bear.
I know. I got to get it.
The new season.
It'll probably come on Netflix.
Stacy and I were trying to have like a meeting about strategy. And then I said, listen, this needs to happen. You know, this is going on. And she's like, heard. And I love it. I'm like, you're totally watching The Bear. Because they all say, yes, chef. And then when you're saying, this needs to get better, it's hard, right?
Yeah.
They're like, do better, make it prettier, tighter, better, faster. And they can't, they're like, well, you know, the reason I didn't do it that way is because you're like, no.
Just move on.
They're getting yelled at and all they say is heard.
Yep.
Heard. Thank you, chef. Yes. It's like DCC, right?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the opportunity. Heard. I'm like, I like this culture.
I do too. I'm here for that.
And then we went on a total rabbit hole of the Bear in the new season and how it's like emotional and sometimes painful to watch. But let me tell you who's a star of the season is Jamie Lee Curtis.
Is she?
She is such a queen, Sharon.
I do love her.
And in The Bear, she plays the mom.
Okay.
And she's got like just wrinkles. You see the age.
Yeah.
And it's part of the character.
Right.
You know? And you're like, she's really like showing an aged woman that's been through a lot in her life. And anyway, I'm here for it.
Good.
Here for it. Recommend.
I need to. What is it on Hulu, right?
Yeah.
It'll be on Netflix, I bet.
I just feel like you should come to my house.
I know.
Come to my house. We'll get some frosés.
Yes.
We're going to eat this BLT.
Yes.
We're going to binge some Bear. And so you got it when you get chance. Take some time off or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe on the plane.
Yeah.
Get back into House of Dragons. I'm in. I hear you, Michael. I get it. Michael's nodding. He's like, yes.
I do love it. Yeah.
You just have to get past the first episode. And I would say, you know, maybe the second, halfway through the second, and you get in the rhythm. You get into it.
Get back in. All right.
It's not as difficult as I made it sound. So we're here for you. Hopefully we've given you some good ideas.
Yeah, we just have one more thing for Long Island Life that we forgot to mention is Princess Bridals in Farmingdale is offering military heroes and first responders 54 free wedding gowns in partnership with national organization Brides Across America.
Yeah, I think they did it. They just offered it. Is what I think.
Okay.
So they did it. And we just Princess Bride in Farmingdale is a great partner of ours. Yeah. And we always like to shout out our partners that are doing wonderful things for our community, especially our military, our veterans, our first responders. So thank you, Sharon, for making sure that we mentioned them. That is important. And what a perfect way to end the episode. We are taking off next week because as we mentioned, Sharon and I are at a work conference. So we will not be with you next week. And we've got homework. Okay. Go binge some shows.
Yes.
Go to our TikTok. Follow our Instagram, enter all of our wonderful giveaways, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
The Long Island Tea Podcast is brought to you by Discover Long Island. For exclusive access to contests and promotions, follow Long Island Tea Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And for questions, comments, and collaborative inquiries, email spillthetea@discoverlongisland.com.